What up? Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. It's Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you have a fantastic weekend up ahead. Let's see who we got in the chat. Garrett Oliver, Tyler King, Patty's back. I'm just going to say Patty because I think I'm going to mess up the Irish pronunciation of your name. Good morning, Josh Steele. Morning, Engel Meister. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. It's going to be hot today in New York City. I know it's not the weather we're doing. My girlfriend has warned me it's going to be hot today, which means if that seeps in to the apartment, it means I'm going to be miserable. I hate the heat. Hate it. I'll definitely take off this flannel. I just put it on for you guys. Just look nice. Make me look a little nicer. Just a tad bit nicer. Fridays. We got a lot coming out on Fridays. Fridays and Tuesdays are the big day. If you've listened to the morning show, Friday we got Talking Baseball. I'll go through it quickly. We got Talking Baseball. David Dahl, all-star for the Colorado Rockies, sat down with us and chatted with us. A lot of interesting things about how the Rockies prepare for the different breaking balls they see when they're not up in the fucking Denver sky. And a lot of other interesting things. So David Dahl was fun. He actually he chatted with us. At the end of the interview, he tells Trev he was like interested in doing Sequence, and then they ripped off a bunch. So he'll be on Sequence coming up as well. Talking Yanks, we had Lindsay Adler on to talk about Cashman's press conference and just everything that's going on in Yankees baseball. Talking Giants, they had some news to talk about today, huh? All you football fans, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of shitty because it's Giants, but, DeAndre Baker was arrested, so they did a whole show on that. What we're listening to today, let me see if I can read the description of our music podcast that Nick does. Details, Volpec, Test Drive, Roger Miller, King of the Road, Brandy Carlisle. Fucking love Brandy Carlisle. Speaking of, it's a big music day for me. Jason Isbell just dropped his new album, and he's probably my favorite artist. Top 5. I use the word favorite very loosely, but Jason Isbell just dropped a new album. I'm very excited to listen to that. I listened to half of it already. John Boy and Jake TV today, we watched an episode of The Newlywed Show from 1988, and watching baseball is the 1995 163 tiebreaker between the Mariners and the Angels. Randy Johnson goes complete game, and the Angels kind of blow it in the 7th with a bunch of bad errors. So that's everything that's coming out on on the John Boy Media Network. Tune in to what you feel like tuning into, or don't. Your call. But that's what we got going on in Old Saybrook. In Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Old Saybrook. It's foggy and 54 degrees. If you guys don't know where Old Saybrook is, I lived in Connecticut for 9 years. I don't know. Old Saybrook is on the eastern side, kind of, but it's on the Long Island Sound, and makes sense that it's foggy in the morning, because it's right off right on the water. Old Saybrook, Katharine Hepburn's from there. They have like a big theater, so I think they have a couple actors and actresses that have been from Old Saybrook. Old Saybrook is old. It's so old, like the Pilgrims and the Indians fought wars there. Pequot's War over wampum. You guys know what wampum is? The only reason I knew what wampum was from Mitch Hedberg's joke. Like, it'll be 3 easy payments and 1 payment that's a pain in the ass. The mail will not be delivered, and you'll be delivered in wampum. Mitch Hedberg joke. Wampum, once you see it, you're going to be like, yeah, I know what wampum is. I'm telling you. Look at this. This is what wampum is. It's these beads that, Native Americans would wear. And they were a big trade. Wampum. Big thing to trade about. So you had the Pequot Indians, they were trading wampum. Then they got in a whole big fight about it. Just if the English settlers left the land, then Pequot Indians just killed them. I think they killed like 20 people. They were just fighting nonstop. So that's where Old Saybrook. It's cloudy today. A little gray in the morning. Better than 80. I'll take that over 80 degrees and sunny. I know I'm in the minority there, but fuck, I don't want to be sweating all day. Random baseball player of the day is Joe Crisp, which is a cool name. Joe Crisp. Joe Crisp. I was excited to be like, oh, Joe Crisp, cool name. Let's go look. Nothing. There's like nothing on this guy. That's the best picture we have of him. Which shout out to Baseball Reference and whatever that is, Saber Society, whoever does it, for even tracking down these pictures. I did a live Baseball Reference session a couple weeks ago, and we were just looking at all the pictures of people, and like one was like a charcoal sketch. It was like a charcoal sketch. What are we talking about? Asked Viper AC. Well, at the beginning, we talk about John Boy Media, the weather, now a baseball player, soon a book. It's just basically what I'm interested in. But I will tell you this. I know that a lot of people don't like books. I've had so many people DM me and reach out or like leave comments that are reading the book I talk about or like, dude, it's so cool to hear someone talk about books and I don't feel like a loser or I'm in like a library. So cool. That's exciting, I guess. Book today is kind of bad, so whatever. Anyway, Joe Crisp. Let's go look at his Baseball Reference because there's not much on this guy. So here we go. Joe Crisp, pinch hitter and catcher, was 6'4", tall for 1885, I think. He died at age 53. That's terribly sad. He last played at age 25. Joseph Shelby Crisp was his full name. And he only got 2 Major League at-bats, 2 plate appearances for the St. Louis Browns in 1910 and 1912. I tried to look at his minor league career, and I don't know. Can't really figure it out. They're like, why would they have all these stats? And they don't have the game log. So you got these 2 years. He got called up. He got 1 at-bat in 1910 and 1911. But he played in Double-A, Single-A, all the way till 1915. He had a 10-year sorry, coffee gets stuck in my throat. Professional career. Wow. In 1905, when he was a rookie, he pitched 8 innings and allowed 6 runs. Yikes. And then he was mostly a catcher, looks like. So let's go look at his debut. Where am I? Game log, 1910, Joe Crisp. What were you up to? So it was September 2nd. I'm guessing that was the tail end of the season back then. Well, now I'm going to find that out. September 2nd. St. Louis Browns, 1910. Schedule and results. Everyone's favorite page on the internet. Let's see when their last game was played. Oh, no. They went all the way through October 9th. Jesus. Doubleheader on October 9th to close out the season. Did they just start much later? Or started April 14th? Guess not. I thought that... Well, it seems like a long time. Holy smokes. You guys see all these double headers? Look at this. September 5th, doubleheader. September 6th, doubleheader. September 8th, doubleheader. September 9th, doubleheader. September 10th, doubleheader. September 11th, doubleheader. How many? That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 games in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 12 games in 7 days the St. Louis Browns played in 1910. And this one got played in the snow. September 8th, it was snowing. That's an early snow. Well, anyway, okay, back to the first task. Was seeing what our dude Joe Crisp. Oh, he started the game. Oh, that's bullshit. He started the game and then only got 1 at bat in his debut. That sucks. Let's see what the... Oh, dude, can you guys see all this? I can make it a little bigger if it's easier for you. Last time I did that, and then I watched it back to see if I actually needed to make it bigger, and I didn't. So I don't think I need to now either. But fucking here we are. We got Frank Truesdale, George Stone, Pat Newman, Art Giggs, Roy Hartzell. We're like nickname free so far. Bobby Wallace, Al Schweitzer, Joe Crisp, Bill Cleffer, Jim Stevens, Mark Hall, Dode Chris. Full name, Dode Chris. What? That's a bad name. Come on, Dode. Is that still a name around today? You guys know any Dodes? That's a bad name. Anyway. What about the other team? We have Jack Graney, George Stovall, Terry Turner, Nap Lajoie. Nap Lajoie. Full name, Napoleon Lajoie. Damn. Oh. Lajoie, not Lajoie. Lajoie. It's either Lajoie or Lodgeway. Those are so wildly different to offer both pronunciations. Lajoie or Lajoie. Nap Lajoie. Napoleon Lajoie. That sounds pretty French. Napoleon Lajoie. Anyway, Nap is not his nickname. Ted Easterly, Joe, Cotton Knapp. Cotton's got to be a nickname, right? Got to be a nickname. Yes. Full name, Henry Antone Knopp. Shortstop. Let's see if they... Okay, how do you get the nickname Cotton? Goddamn curiosity. He just gets stuck. His German father, Gus Knopp. Cotton. Okay. Adolf. Can you see this? Oh, no, you can't see it at fucking all. I made it too big. People that are listening on just the podcast app are probably like, what's he talking about? What did he make big? What was it? Okay, here we go. Here's a sentence. Adolf was labeled Dutch. Henry, who was described as blonde or tow-headed, was dubbed Cotton. So just because he had blonde hair, that's how he got the nickname Cotton. Simple as that. Simple as that. And then it becomes your official name on Baseball Reference. Now I got to fix this back. All right. Keep getting sidetracked. I love the nickname game. You guys may hate it. I don't know. If you hate it, then maybe you wouldn't watch. So maybe if you're watching, you like it. That's kind of... The Cleveland Naps? That was their name back then? Knapp played for the Cleveland Naps? That's badass. Team named after him. The Cleveland Naps. How did they become the Cleveland Naps? Stop clicking things, Jimmy. We need to move on. What does NAP stand for? Oh, motherfucker. Cleveland Naps. The Nap season involved Cleveland Naps. Why were they called the Cleveland Naps, though? This makes no sense. Wait, hold on. Team existed. Give me a reason. Cleveland Naps team history. If they don't have why they're called the Naps. Okay, well, we got that Nap Lajoie played for him. He was nicknamed the Frenchman. Was American professional second baseman and player manager. He played in Major League Baseball for the Philadelphia. What are you doing? Did they name the team after this guy? It seems like they fucking named the team after this guy. What an honor. Look at this. Can you guys see this? When Napoleon Lajoie joins the team in 1903, the Blues were renamed the Cleveland Naps. They had 3 scripted letter C's as their logo. I mean, that'd be like naming the Yankees the New York Jeters, or like, you know, fucking the Angels should do that. The Anaheim Trouts? That is, I mean, if there's one team that's going to do it, it's the Anaheim Trouts. You just name it. You know what? You know what we need to do? And I know we're getting so sidetracked. I'm very mad at myself. I need to go see if fucking Nap Lajoie. I mean, he better have had a badass season in 1911 for them to name the team after him. Was it just 1911? Cleveland Naps, 1911. I mean, what was Cleveland called? All right, I'm getting so damn excited. Cleveland baseball team 1910. What were they called in 1910? The Naps? All right, so he comes to Cleveland in 1903. That's when they named him the Naps? When did I already read this? Did they become the Cleveland Naps? 1903. How did they do that? What's going on here? So in 1903, he was 28 years old. I mean, he had a pretty bad fucking ass season. In 1901, he led the league in runs scored, hits, doubles, home runs, RBIs, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus, and total bases. I guess that's how you get a team named after yourself. Did anyone know this history? It's crazy. Anyway. I mean, but he was on Philly when he did that. Then he gets traded to Cleveland, and they name the team after him. It's bizarre. Anyway, Joe Crisp, do they have the game log? They don't even have the game log, so Joe Crisp got 1 plate appearance in his debut and didn't get a hit. I mean, Nap Lajoie just fucking hijacked this show from Joe Crisp. 2 years, a year later, Joe Crisp gets another at-bat in April the next year, and he gets a hit and an RBI. So good for Joe Crisp. And then he never played in the Major League Baseball again. And he pinch hit this game. He didn't start. Do you guys dare me to look at the nicknames from this game? I mean, it's just such a rabbit hole. I don't think I should do this. I'm going to do it, and we're going to try our best not to click on any names. Danny, Jimmy, Jim, Al, Frank. Ooh, not saying that. Bobby, Pat, Bert, Jack. Harry, Freddie, Maddie, Patsy, Ping Bodie. I've heard that name before. And I broke my promise immediately. Ping Bodie's real name was Frank Stephen Bodie. Okay. All right. Lee Chanot Collins. That's a fun name. Real name John Francis. How did he get his nickname? Oh, damn it. Chanot. His name is Chanot Collins. Okay. As for his nickname, most sources agree that Chanot, sometimes spelled Shano, because it was pronounced that way, Shano, came about as clubhouse corruption of Sean, the Gaelic equivalent of John, and a nod to his Irish heritage. What? That would be like if people just called me Shamo. Well, I could have the same. Isn't Jimmy Seamus? The Irish pronunciation of Jimmy is or James is Seamus. So people could call me Shamo. I had the same nickname as this guy with an M instead of an N. Wow. All right. That was the biggest rabbit hole we've been on in a long time on this show. So I don't know what happened, what we accomplished or didn't accomplish, but I got lost. I'll tell you that. That was the most lost I've been. Fucking Baseball Reference, best website in the world. Just learning so much. They traded for a guy named Knapp, and then they named the team the Cleveland Naps while he was there. I mean, they should be called the Anaheim Trouts, and that's kind of awesome. Think of all the fish logos you could do. Be cool. All right, moving on. I need like a moving on soundbite. I mean, I have a whole soundboard here. I could do that. You guys should see this janky setup. You guys, here we'll have a transition soundbite. Here.
That's all I have to say about that.
Now we're moving on. I picked this book up out of my bookshelf because I didn't have anything prepped or prepared. I didn't look at anything today, so I just literally grabbed a random one. Stephen King book, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, baseball. So that's kind of cool. I didn't plan on that. I read this book when I was in middle school. I read a lot of Stephen King when I was in middle school. I read like Misery. I read The Long Walk. I read this. I read I can't remember, Finders Keepers or some stuff. I don't really like sci-fi though. So Stephen King, I did like it for a while. Like Misery isn't sci-fi, so I always search for like non-sci-fi. Long Walk is more like dystopian future, not sci-fi. I remember this book scaring the shit out of me when I was like, I don't know, 13, reading it. Just so scared. I doubt I clipped anything. But it's about a girl who's walking in the woods with her brother and mom. She gets lost in the woods. She's listening to the radio. She's a big Tom Gordon fan, Flash Gordon. That's her favorite pitcher, which I always found weird because it's like an old reliever. That was her favorite pitcher, and she starts like daydreaming that he's lost with her. I think they meet up with like all the worst imaginable things that you would like come into in the woods. I forget, but I just remember it scared the hell out of me when I was a little kid, and I read it. But I stopped reading Stephen King when I moved on to more of the roman type books, or because we talked about that a couple days ago. Because I like, and I still don't really like reading Stephen King. I like authors who get to the point and I don't like descriptions and world building. I don't really like sci-fi because you got to build a world. The books are always so damn long, so descriptive, and I'm more like when it's like, you know that description is going to come back and mean something. But Stephen King's, like, I like when they turn Stephen King's books into movies or shows. I loved The Outsider on HBO. I loved the JFK with James Franco, 11/22/63. I loved that series. But I don't really like Stephen King books that much anymore. But I would I like his stories. I don't like the forum of reading them, if that makes sense. Because it's just too many details and too long. I had a long rule for all of college. If a book didn't fit in my back pocket of my jeans or pants, I didn't read it. Because I just wanted to be mobile and be able to carry it. Like, I hate hardcover. And very cool now in the position I'm in the baseball world and stuff. And that, like, if there's a new baseball book, it gets sent to me because people want me to review it and they want us to have the author come on. And that's awesome. Like Jared Diamond's book, The Swing Kings. I'm in the middle of reading that. I really like it. Keith Law sent me his book. I don't know if I'll read that because Keith Law's kind of a boner. But I don't like hardcover books. But now all I have is hardcover books. And it's kind of like this catch-22. Like, cool, I got a book. I can read it before other people can, and I can review it. Damn it. If I want to bring it to the park or take it on a walk with me or on the bus, it's like I got to put it in a backpack. And I got to take it out. I like breaking the fuck out of spines. I like my books coming out looking used after I read them. But anyway, I don't know. Again, I think I just went down a tangent because I don't really have much. We'll read a random line out of this book, okay? And then her eyes went to the stump, and her thoughts abruptly ceased. The first to come back was, I'm not seeing what I think I'm seeing. It's another make-believe, another hallucination. She closed her eyes and counted to 20. When she opened them, the black butterflies were gone, but the rest was the same. The stump wasn't a stump, it was a post. On top, screwed into the gray and spongy old wood, was a rusty red ring bolt. She's 9 years old, so that's why she's saying like make-believe and shit. All right. What's going on in the chat? It's Friday. We don't have JJR today. Maybe I'll look at the chat for a couple seconds and see what you guys are all about. Awful last episode of The Outsider. I remember enjoying the last episode, but I don't remember what happened really. Sorry if this was already asked, but do you know what Cashman said about you yesterday? No. I didn't ask Lindsay that. She came on. I'm gonna guess someone just, because he was doing like a charity event and it wasn't just beat reporter. So I'm gonna guess someone asked him about the Astros, and then he mentioned that he appreciated the work I did, or finding clips and making it more prominent. He said that before. He thanked me at winter meetings for doing it. So I'm gonna guess it was like that. Let's see. Flash used to rock his hat super low. Oh, dude, Flash Gordon. I mean, that's something fun we can look up real quick. Tom Gordon, I mean, he got the Joe Torre treatment when he was on the Yankees, and I think Torre just blew out his arm. Here, I'll go back to this clip, or this layout. This is Flash Gordon's career. Let me make it better for you guys. All right. This is Flash Gordon's career. So he's in Boston for 96, 97, 98, 99. Didn't play in 2000. But look at the games used. 30, 40, 40, 48, 20, 31, 34, 73. Probably when he became a prominent reliever. And then Chicago, 47, 34 in 02, 66. He comes to the Yankees. Torre uses him 80 times. And then the next year used him 79 times. Joe Torre just killed, like Scott Proctor, Flash Gordon. He just killed these guys. What year is that? 2004? Fuck you, Baseball Reference. Let me click the number. 2004. I mean, look at this. In the 8th inning, he came in 55 times. I mean, he's not going to come in the 9th because they had Mariano Rivera. 55 times. Where's all right, so DR, if anyone's not familiar, it means days rested. So, he pitched opening day, and then he didn't pitch for 6 days, and then let's see how high this goes. 3 is pretty good. He pitched 1 day rest, 4 days of rest there. So the most amount of rest he got in May was 4 days. In June, he pitched back-to-back games once. That's a decently rested June. Pitching in a lot of games. 6 days rest here. That was nice of Joe. All right, let's see down the stretch. He goes back-to-back, then 1 day rest. Then they gave him 3 after that, thank God. 0, 1, 0. I mean, he's used like every other day. Negative 1 day rest. They used him in both games of a doubleheader. Joe Torre just crushed. I mean, if Joe Torre found an 8th inning guy he liked, he just crushed him. All right, I was looking at the chat. Let's see. Mornin, John Boy, how are you doing? Good morning, Shane. How are you doing? Walker Tube, fun name. How are you doing? Let me check Periscope. Crack the fucking back, Shamboy. Yeah, I like cracking the backs. Like, look at this. I already talked about this book on a previous episode, Killers of the Flower Moon. Look at the spine of this thing. That bad boy's been read. That's why, look at this. This is how I like books to come out of it. fucking read. This book went places with me. Got some tread. I got nowhere to put things. I'm gonna eat an edible and watch Jake's passing video on loop. It's a good call. It's a funny video. Read Jeff Noon. Okay. All right. Check out Dan Simmons. Writes both horror and sci-fi. Some of his good horror stuff is The Terror, like they made the TV show out of. I like that show. Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Hams is a good read. It is. My sister loves Dr. Seuss. She's a children's teacher, so that's why. All right. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Ooh. It's a summery song, but it's 80 degrees here. Not in Old Saybrook, though. I'm out. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good weekend.